Good morning, friends. How are we doing?
Morning, friends. How are we doing?
Everyone good, good? Mic check. There we go. Hey, nice to see everyone. I've been chilling in the room, but haven't really been jumping on the mic for the last couple of days, so I thought I would jump on and say hey, see what's up. Everybody having a good week so far? Awesome, Joe. Yeah, the last on that SPX spreads worked. Uh, it's worked pretty well, and then there were a few days where that sort of 10 o'clock time frame, 10:30 time frame, was not working very well, and then it kind of came back in. So a little bit of volatility in the market, and trend days kind of creates a bit of an issue. However, um, I like that strategy like across the board, the spread strategy. This TPR is doing fine this morning from where we picked it up. It's popped up into the gap, and really, it's just about to close that gap back into that part of the pattern. I'm probably up. What do I want to say? It's about 60, 65%. I have a order sitting ready to take me out at 100% if this wants to just keep pushing into that gap close. I imagine we'll see a little resistance there as we pop into that gap close area, like the actual gap close number. And as you can see here, that's also a major VP level. So I would expect to see a little bit of a resistance spot, or we'll just push right through it. I mean, we got this thing as it was coming up off the bottom here at 55. And we didn't get it at 55. I got it about 55.30 area. But yeah, looking great. I know a bunch of us are in there. Jump in and get your feet wet. Who are we talking about? What did I miss? You want my face? No, you don't want my face on. I have a face for radio. I don't want to scare anybody. You know. Maybe I'll set it up so I can do that at a later date. I mean, you can see my little face over there. That's all photoshopped and fake, so I look good. I'm also on the West Coast, so it's not as though I get up for the open and I'm showered and bushy tailed and in my suit. I'm usually in a hat and oh, that's right, we are neighbors. We are neighbors. Okay, so I thought we would look for a couple of things. Market today has kind of been rangy, but kind of a wide range. I've been sniping this thing today, taking mostly these bounces off these lows. When we have these today, for instance, these lows were all just so clear in their bounce. So no puts for me today. I wish I would have taken on the sniper puts. I wish I would have caught some of these moves. But I've been just bouncing it to the long side for most of my moves. Yeah, his lips ain't moving. That picture. Yeah, I'll set it up. You know what I have to do is I have to place the little window for my face onto the stream, and I don't have that set up. And getting that set up while live on the mic is would be kind of crazy. So TPR is looking great. Let's see if we can find something else to do here today. I was waiting to play some hood here, and boy, it came into the level like I wanted to buy, which was this first level, and it just went just right through it. But I was looking somewhere else when this started to bounce, so missed that. But yeah, this chart on the 30-minute was looking real good. I mean, that's a breakdown and reclaim. That's super bullish. Let's see if this is in a better. Let's see where we came into. I actually like this on this breakdown and reclaim. I mean, look at that candle. The question is, will it hold this level that it's sitting at? It's kind of a value area low. I like that. I might come back to that. Maybe some hood. What would I get? Let's see here. Probably not for this week. Probably the 36s for next week. Yeah, I like that. As long as it holds this level. Ooh, grabbing some APP. Yeah, you know me. Anybody as old as me get that reference? APP, yeah, you know me. Yeah, it's not APP. That reminds me of college. Does that date me at all? Jesus. Oh. Yeah, so I kind of like. I mean, the risk reward here is nice, right? If we're looking at, like any sort of breakdown of that, and then a push up into, I mean, really up into the most recent high. That's a nice risk reward there. Just have to keep an eye on it today. Buy out next week so you can. All right. Well, I'm going to keep an eye on it. I'm going to load up the 36s for next week. And I'm going to watch to see how it does here. What I'd actually love to see is a push above VWAP, which only changes our risk reward a little bit. But I do like it. I would like to see it above VWAP though. Cost is approaching its all-time high. Let's see. Good night. Yep. Got old trade details on there from down here. Man, Costco ripped today. Holy cow. So did Netflix, right? Look at Netflix. Good lord. I could just get the whole thing on the chart. That'd be great. There we go. Get rid of this. Yeah. Wow. God, the last 2, 3, 4 days of Netflix. If you had the right options, you'd make a good chunk of your salary. It wants 1,000, doesn't it? Oh boy. Yeah, I've got the auto butterfly trades that I'm taking. the volatility in the last few days hasn't worked quite as well, but I do have an iron butterfly on, a credit spread, and an iron condor. So I have all three of those running. Yeah, Fog. I like, and I'm watching Hood. Well, now it's kind of rolled past where I said I would like it. I was trying to eyeball it to see if it was going to hold this level, and now it's rolling over. So the concern I had was it had broken this. Here, let me make this one red. The point of control is the upper red line, right? And the value area low at the time of Hood pulling was down here at 35.77. So we broke down and reclaimed that value area low, but we were finding resistance at the point of control. So I wanted to see it. I was going to wait and see if it could get up above VWAP here. And we'll just kind of see if it sort of holds this level right here. But a breakdown of the pattern and then a reclaim is bullish, but it can't just come in and then roll right back over, obviously. So you've got to see some consolidation here and then a push up above that. What I'd like to see is a push up above that point of control and then a retest before it goes. And that could be a good entry point. VWAP does not equal point of control. No, it does not. They happen to be quite close together at the moment. The dotted line here is VWAP, and the point of control is the red line here, right? So they're fairly close, but they're not the same thing. Carl, ever since they couldn't stream a live sporting event. It's funny, I didn't watch, I just caught up on that later in the evening as like a normal pre-recorded streaming thing. There was like no buffering or whatever. I just fast forwarded to the meat of the fight, watched that, and that was it. So that was kind of nice. I had no buffering issues. Let's see if we can find something to do. Still keeping an eye. Yep, here we go. TPR came up, hit that gap close, found a little bit of resistance. It's 56.55. It didn't quite get close enough to take out my 100% order. Let's see if it wants to sort of pull back here and push again. What we'll probably see is, you can kind of see this value area low that was setting up until I moved, right? You can see all these people here. You can see the VP up there, right? That's what it came into and found resistance. And then you're probably gonna see if it wants to work if it's gonna work the way we hope it does, and it's still showing some strength. It's going to come right in here to this value area low for this node right here, right? And you can see some other places where that was created. And so it's going to come up into that, right? Like it did here, boom. And it's going to come back down and test, and then it's going to push up, and then it's going to test, and then hopefully more up. Not necessarily right now. That would be a pretty serious one-day move, but that's kind of what we're looking for, right? Those patterns and those levels, right? When we're looking at volume profile and using that. Let's see what I have. So is Sam working again? I haven't checked it since this morning. Are we up? EA 30-minute EMR. EMR is an interesting chart. I keep coming back to it, but I can't find a spot that I really want to buy it. Good Lord. EA is pushing. What sort of pattern do we have? Okay, hold on just a second. Need to check something really quick. Okay, sorry about that. All right, let's see if TPR wants to push up above that. I think if it pushes, it's going to take out my order there at 100. And then I'm kind of looking for something to do here this afternoon. Hood's holding. Let's see what it wants to do. EA's interesting. I don't love this morning's candle. What do we have for Tesla? Ooh, look at that. God, that's pretty. Is Nate in Tesla, by the way? Can I chart TPR for risk reward? Sure. Yeah. I mean, that's a great idea. So we're looking at, kind of a 78-minute chart here. Right? It's not, this is more of a chart play and not a squeeze play, right? But it has the same general idea. It's just not technically in a squeeze down here, right? But we've come up, we've made a high, right? If you look at the daily, we made an all-time high. We gapped up slightly after earnings. Gapped up, we pulled back, we're consolidating around the lows. Okay, so that's what I saw when I pulled the chart up. And I said, okay, here's the low. Right, so I'm going to mark that. And then you can see all the consolidation that happened in here kind of created this point of control. There's, multiple points of control here, obviously, right? So I'll also mark the high that I'm targeting. And then at the time that I took the trade, we were at about 55.60. So I'm just going to put that there, right? So what I'm looking for really is a breakdown here of the value area low. So I'm just going to slide this down to, this support area here. So when I took the trade, I was looking at, that's not my risk reward tool, sorry. Let me get rid of that. The risk reward tool is there, right? So took the trade there, right? And ultimately targeting the high there. But in this case, if like within 2 hours, I can take 100% off and then leave, take a chunk off for 100%, I most likely will. At least I have orders in for that level. And you can see the risk reward here is, I'm risking 67 cents on the underlying and to make $2.83. It's a little over a 1 to 4 risk to reward. right? And then if you were feeling really, adventurous, you could leave a trailer on for the 1272 right there. I usually mark these off, but because and if I have like one contract on, the nice thing is this is not an expensive option to play out into next week. They were 60s, 50, 60 some odd cents when we bought them. So you can buy multiple. So I bought multiples, and I can take some off into the middle here. I can take some more off into our target number one, and I can leave one or two on for that full extension. Does that help? Whoever asked for sort of marking the risk reward up on that? Lucky, did that help? Okay, perfect. And the key to setting up risk reward is that if this had not pushed and kind of rolled, then we'd want to be taking this off as it broke down, because you see, that's the key to all of these is you got to know where your stop level is so that your risk reward works out. Because if that got below this level, you see this air right here, right? And it's just going to fall through that like a hot knife through butter. For the risk reward box here, just in TradingView, it's an actual third one down one, well, fourth one technically, right? 1, 4, and then it's a long position. You can set it for a short position too, and then you just put the box on your chart, and then you move your entry spot and your stop and your target, and then it'll give you your risk reward. So Hood's a no-go. Hood would have actually been a nice short from up there, right? But we were just charting to see if that, if this thing held, we might like to take it. But now it's looking pretty weak. It's looking pretty weak. Pretty happy with this move on TPR though. You're bouncing meta. God, is Nate in here or did he take off? Yeah, did you get it off of VWAP there? Will Amazon come back? Well, I don't know. Who the hell knows? Look at that stair-step pattern. That's tradable though. Will Amazon come back? Let's see. Let's look at a 30. I always like to look at a 30. What do we see here? I mean, the answer to that is yes. The question is when. You know what I mean? So if I'm looking at this overall chart, like here was the most recent high. You see that? Just marked it with a green line. At one point back in September, this was the all-time high in Amazon. And then it pulled back, right? And then it acted as support until we hit earnings, right? Then it popped up through earnings. And then resistance. What did that previous resistance, now that we were past it, act as after earnings? The green line. previous resistance becomes support, right? Right. So we're up here, all of a sudden, bam, we come down. I mean, it floated around that area, but that was a nice area to watch. And then it's out of here. So is that going to act as support again? Maybe. It's getting close. It's getting close. If it doesn't, it's got some air to fill. What was the news? I didn't even read the news. Under investigation. Huh. A crypto czar, huh? Well, the nice thing is, the market's doing well under the political news. So, we ride that wave until that wave changes. And, it doesn't matter to us as traders. I'm sure it matters to everyone personally what is happening politically, one way or the other. But as traders, we're going to take advantage of how the market reacts to that news, right? And so if it's going to be favorable, then we're going to be taking shots like we have been in the room, right? Things are running, things are doing crazy things. There's little volatility in the market, and we're going to take advantage of that. Different names are getting. Come on, TPR, take me out at 100%. Show me the love. You're so close. Have you ever had either a buy or a sell order, but mostly a take profit order, and you're watching it? I mean, you have to have like an active trader to be able to see that, but you're just watching it, and it like it ticks the 1 or 2 cents just below where your order sits, and then rolls over. That's not what's happening, but it just kind of reminded me that, man, I got so close. All the time. Yeah, and then of course when you have a stop in, and you want it to do that, right? You want it to come just to your stop and then go in the opposite direction. It comes down and just goes 1 cent below your stop, takes you out, and then it's out of here. It seems like that's the psychology of the market, right? It seems like, oh, that always happens, and really it's pretty random in terms of how often it happens. You just remember the time that it happens more often than not, which is funny. Yeah, you gotta not watch the screen. I've actually been having fun with the snipers, coming in and just putting on the trade as I see it, with stop and profit target already in the OCO order, and then just walking away from the computer. Like if I had something going on, or my kid needs something, breakfast or what have you, just be like, hey, this is a great spot, here I go, and then just let it come back and be like, oh, that took me out profit target, perfect, no problem. Oliver, if you go to YouTube, I use it's the Ready Aim Fire. The actual Ready Aim Fire software is from Simpler Trading. It's called Ready Aim Fire. The one I'm using now is from Luxalgo. It's a little different. If you go to the sniper video, the Sniper Pro, there's a link there that I think think gives you like 30 days free or something like, or money back, or I can't remember. But just putting an OCO order in on those trades has really been great. Just come back and be like, oh, great. It either stopped me out or it took my profits and I didn't have to stress about it. Kind of wishing I would have shorted Hood. All right, what do we think here? I don't know. It's probably pretty close to a bottom here on Amazon on the day. It's probably got like a, no, never mind. I'm on a 1 minute chart. I thought I was on like a 5 minute chart. I mean, maybe it's putting in its little W double bottom sort of move. Who knows? What do we have for... Does anybody have any other charts they want to look at? Anything that's looking good? ARRK. Whoops. No. ARKK? Well, that's kind of a trip. ABT. Just kind of checking out a couple other things here. Coin is interesting. I just can't get away from this Tesla chart. What do Tesla options look like right now? I mean, a little lotto for tomorrow. Maybe the 350s. Look at these inside days. Is that truly an inside day? No, today's not. We did have 3 in a row and then a little poke. A little poke up and over. I wonder if that is a double top or an actual poke up and over. Not quite. I'd have to ask D-Man if your original inside day, you know, your original day that you then have 3 days potentially inside it, if one of them pokes out but it doesn't poke out, you know, do you guys see what I'm saying here? as I bumble around my words, like if this is the original day, then this one's inside that, this one's inside that, today's still inside that, right? But today has poked up above this day, the second day. See, it just gets a little higher, but it hasn't poked outside of the original starting day. I wonder if there's a set of rules around that. But yeah, I do like this Tesla chart. Where are we here? If we can get a little move back down into VWAP, I feel like it wants to go, but I might do the 350s for tomorrow. Something down into VWAP. I kind of like that play. Nice, coach. 25% on a SPY snipe. Is this just gonna go? Does look like it wants to push here. What do our ticks look like? Let's go ticks. Come on up. Huh. Well, I did try it on a day trade break here. Let's see what it wants to do. I'm going to keep it real tight, but if it wants to push up today, or if this is just going to be a little falsy break, we'll see. Kind of feel like it needs a little volume and ticks. Yeah. All right, I'm keeping a close eye on that. Anybody have anything else? You got 350 calls for tomorrow? $345 call at 1081. Nice, Todd. Rocking that big account. BX on a 30? Sure. what do you want me to check? Jeez. Are you punking me? Oh, Christ. What am I? What do you want me to check? How much money you're making? I hope you're in that. Oh my God. Oh. Yeah, I mean, way to rub it in my face. Like, what is it you want me to check? That thing is ripping. Great. Awesome. Congrats. I mean, for this, I mean, I don't want to tell you what to do. This thing's up near all time, is literally at all-time highs. Does it want 200? Probably. Will it get there today? Probably not. I don't know. Yeah, I mean, it depends on where, obviously I can't tell you what to do, or give you investment advice. I mean, if you're buying it down in here, at a good risk reward spot, it's to me, it's made the move that you were, potentially hoping for. Does it have more? I have no clue. None of us do. That's the market, right? Yeah, see, it gave us a little fake breakout there. And then a little flush. Let's see what it wants to do from here. I mean, I bought one contract. I just wanted to participate. So I'm down $19 on that. But, you know, if it wants to really start pushing, then that'll, you know, I'll probably add to it. But it's getting a little volatile at the moment. That's pushing up, pushing back up. All right. Does anybody have any other charts they want to look at? None of the... I guess the Volt on the SPX is up around 3. And are we pinned up high here? Yeah, we're pinned. This is... Other than the ticks not, you know, kind of being up and down today, we're kind of holding, you know, what could continue into the afternoon as trendish. I'll use ish. Love. You want love? Let's see. Yeah, again, I mean, it's the same kind of idea that I was just laughing at. I can't remember who put in Yasser. Who put in BX. You want me to look at it, so because it's pushing all-time highs. Oh, that's not all-time highs. Pushing recent highs. When is earnings? Not for a little bit. I definitely don't. I personally don't see a trade there. It's made its move. AAOI. AAOI. Oh yeah, I like that. I'd like it to come back just a little bit. I mean, that 5-minute is firing. What's the... I mean, that also looks good. Are you guys just picking charts that are at all-time highs? Make me feel bad that I'm not playing each one of those? John, I swear to God, if ARM is at all-time highs, I'm going to just sign off. Okay, good. Swear to God. It's like everybody's trying to punk me in here. What time? Yeah, I mean, I can see this on a... What do we have? 10-minute squeeze? The only... I mean, and this might work out fantastic. I just... It's not... The trend to me is not... an uptrend. It's kind of more of a downtrend. So while this could curl and push up, right, like it's doing now, it's not, if this piece, right, that action was way up here after a bunch of upward movement, then I'd be more inclined to want to take part in that. Not ARM? Did I read something wrong? ARM, ARM, lol, not ARM. I missed something. LMND, that, see, I tell you, next person that sends me a chart that is literally at all-time highs, I quit. And I know LMND is, right? Yeah. All right. You're all being jerks. All right. Oh, God. I do have to jump off here in a minute. What time frame on CVNA? Yeah, CVNA is a great chart. It just keeps faking us out. Little move, little move. I do like CVNA though. 244.90 is the spot I think I'd like to pick that up, and that kind of happened this morning. Play sort of that uptrend piece. Yeah, that looks pretty nice. Okay, y'all, I gotta jump off. Thanks for sending me all those charts that are at all-time highs that I'm not in. I appreciate it. Really helped build my ego up. I'm just kind of watching this, small trade I have in Tesla, see if it wants to push. Sort of a lotto idea into tomorrow. I really like. I really like the shape of this. I'd be kind of targeting this recent high up there on kind of a move like that. See if we can break out of these inside days. But we'll see. I don't have a lot on the line, so if it doesn't go, it's all good. Right? I don't have my whole account in it. I've had a good day already, and there's no reason to put any more of my capital at great risk. Right? There's nothing worse than having a great morning and then pissing it all away into the afternoon. And we've all done that, haven't we? BX. Jerks. Good trade, though. All right. Talk to y'all later.